All right, y'all, so we are progressing further up on the ocean side of Highway 17 in North Mount Pleasant. Going to roll through Charleston National today and give you guys kind of a little overview of the subsections or subdivisions that are inside of Charleston National's main subdivision. Come in, you've got a nice landscaped area. You've got a pool for people that are members of the club over to the right, and you've got tennis courts. And then a little play center for kids. You've got a lot of tidal lakes back here and various places to walk. The homes, again, built in the 1990s, mainly into the 2000s. And we're just going to run you again through some of the subsections. The first one as you come into Charleston National is St. Andrew's Place. St. Andrew's Place is where the main drag, Linksland Road, runs through. And Linksland Road is just one of the main roads. The left side of it sides the golf course, and over to the right goes over to 17. There's the Orchard and the Glen. These are subsections inside of St. Andrews. And over in the Orchard, those are smaller homes. I mean, I try to kind of, I don't want to say steer people away from that area, but you do pick up some road noise in the Orchard that you're not going to get in the rest of Charleston National from 17. So again, continuing down into the Glen. The Glen's on Linksland Road. Most of these houses built back here were built by Syntex. Syntex is like Pulte Homes, their production builder. They built a pretty good home in the 90s. A lot of these that I have sold have, needed some things done to them, certainly updating. And some of them we had, some flashing issues. I don't think that was a common problem, but I have seen some that have had those types of issues. These are pretty decent sized homes. Most of these that we're riding through right now on the right and the left are pushing 2,800 to 3,000 square feet. Again, the ones to the left side, hole number 9. So just on the other side of the houses to our left is the golf course. And again, this is the Glen, y'all, and this is on Linksland Road. So if you're researching online, you're going to see generally a lot of houses that are for sale. If you see a lot of houses for sale in Charleston National, many of them are going to be on this road, which is Linksland Road. And from here, we're going to spin around and go further back into the golf course. All right, y'all, so we're heading out of St. Andrew's Place and we're progressing further back into Charleston National. Up to our right is going to be the club. And again, it's a semi-private club, so you don't have to be a member to come out here and play. It was, again, the club was probably built in, I guess, probably the early 90s. And they've done some refurbishment to it over the years. I really think that it's not as nice a club as the Dunes West Club or Rivertown's club, but the golf course here is one of my favorite ones. It's not the easiest golf course to play because of all the water you have to carry and all the marsh you have to work around. But again, Charleston National is a great little place to play golf. Right up from the amenity center, we're going to go up to a subdivision called Egret's Point, and Egret's Point is mainly custom-built houses. A lot of them were designed by a local architect, Phil Clark, and these are 4 to 5 bedroom houses, 2,700 square feet. Some of them up to 4,000 square feet. It just depends on which section you're in as far as Egret's Point goes. And there's actually some new construction back here. These houses over to our right are built by Saucy Burbank, which is a builder that builds, I think, around the Charleston area, maybe somewhere around it in Atlanta as well, but well-designed houses. They're elevated, so, you have pull-under parking. Some of them have elevator shafts, but most of them don't, unfortunately, because some of these were built a little older. But, the raised house does give you the benefits. You get a little bit better view corridor. Mosquitoes generally don't fly up that high, so you can sit on the porch and you're not necessarily going to get, popped with mosquitoes like you would if you were just sitting, on a ground level house. We'll progress past the main golf center. We're going to go back to the Victory Point area, and this is a gated part of Charleston National. This is also where they have the golf academy. So back on this road, off to our right will be where the teaching area is for the golf center. And this is really a spectacular setup back here. You know, the back side of the golf course overlooks the Intercoastal Waterway, so in the back side of Isle of Palms. It's really a beautiful setting. And if you want, honestly, if you want water access in Mount Pleasant, this is not a bad place to consider. So the houses back inside of Victory Point, you know, range in square feet from probably the smallest house I've seen back here has been about 3,000 square feet, all the way up to, I think there's one down at the end that's for sale that's about 8,000 square feet, and it's on the market for, I think, 3.2 million. But again, just a really nice setting. Unfortunately, today we're shooting the video is recycling and trash day, so if you see a little clutter on the street, it's a one-time or once-a-week thing. And this big house, this big stucco house, is the one that's on the market right now for, like I said, I think it's on the market for 3.2. You're not going to really be able to see it from where we are in the car, unfortunately, but it has spectacular long views out to backside of Isle of Palms, on out to Dewey's Island and Capers Island out into the ocean. So it's, you know, really nice setup. House to the right's on the market for about $875,000. It's a nice house. It still hasn't sold yet. They just finished it and it's available. It's very good finishes on the inside. All right, so from Victory Point, we're going to go into another subsection of where they have the townhomes, and we're just going to spin through there in just a second. We're into the very back of Charleston National, which is called the Retreat. And the Retreat is an area of about 130 custom-built, spec-built, 3-story townhomes that sit on some of these tidal lakes, as well as back up to the golf course. And these were built by a local builder. And I've sold probably 4 of these in the last year. A lot of people are using these as second homes. I mean, they have, you know, elevator shafts in them, so if you're, you know, you don't want to go up and down all these stairs, you're able to, you know, get up and down in the unit from underneath all the way up to the, you know, the 3rd level by using the elevator. They have granite, stainless steel appliances, you know, all the things you would expect in, you know, something in a $300-ish thousand price point. They range in square footage from 1,600 to 2,200 square feet. Back here, you buy into the club, so you have amenities, you know, pool and all the other things that you would want if you had, you know, as a primary residence or as a second home. Again, the ones that I've sold recently have been to people within a 3 to 5 hour range of Charleston that have been using as second homes. And I have one client that's bought and they're living here full time, and they seem to enjoy it. You know, I think overall quality of these is pretty good. I don't think it's like off the chart great, but I think that, again, for the price point, $300,000 is, and on the golf course, you know, it's kind of hard to beat that setup. Again, this is the Retreat inside of Charleston National. All right, so we came out of the back part of Charleston National and we're up to the front part, past the club, and it's called the Estates. And the Estates are probably some of the bigger houses that are not behind the gate in Victory Point. And a lot of the houses along the Estates back up to the golf course. Homes ranging in price, you know, I've seen everything from probably the low 4s to the 6s back here. I would think that your sweet spot would be probably about $500,000 for most of these houses. And these were built in the 90s, like everything else was back here. Some of them early 2000s. And, you know, you can see from the video we're shooting, there are a lot of brick homes back here. Some of them raised, some of them not. And again, this is a subsection that I ride people through and they generally like it. I think it has a little bit better appeal than Linksland Road. You have some elevated construction to take advantage of some of the views of the golf course and some of the wetlands that a lot of these homes back up to. And again, this is the Estates inside of Charleston National in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. The last neighborhood as you're exiting the neighborhood is Charleston Green. And Charleston Green, in most cases, these homes are single floor living. So your master is going to be on the ground floor. The ones over to the right back up to the golf course. The ones over to the left back up to a woodlands buffer. And then there's some condos on the other side of that. And these back here generally turn, in Charleston Green, generally turn over pretty fast. So if you see any of these come online and you like them, I recommend, if you're close to buying, that you either get to Charleston to look at these or you give me a call where we can talk about them, because these are ones that, because of their size, I don't know, that single floor, that people really gravitate to. Again, this is Charleston Green inside of Charleston National. We're heading out of Charleston National. As we head out of Charleston National, we're just going to slide past these condos that sit back inside of the main entrance to Charleston National. They're condos and they're called the Legends. And these were originally, and we're just going to look through there, they're originally apartments and they turned them into condos and now they're leasing them back as condos. So they're basically apartments. Some of them people have purchased, some of them people haven't. Again, this is Charleston National in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, directly across the street from Carolina Park, which we have highlighted in past videos.